Hi and welcome to day 21 of our 30-day yoga play. My name is Lotta and today we have a gentle vinyasa that we're going to theme around squatting. So if you might have some difficulty squatting or you're like, well, it's uncomfortable, my heels are not coming to the ground, maybe right now go to the end of the video, watch the tutorial where I gave you some modification, and I also show you how to use a block to bridge that gap and make it comfortable until your body is actually used to squatting. Because it is a very natural position, but for some people in their current state, it's just not really accessible. That's why we will do some poses before today to get into it. But for now, let's take a comfortable seat with a straight spine, maybe close the eyes, one hand on the belly, one on the chest, and we're going to set up our breath. Deep inhale all the way into the belly, and exhale. One more deep inhale into the belly, and exhale. Deep inhale, and exhale. Open your eyes and soften the gaze. And maybe from here, just rotate your neck around 3 times towards the right. Three times to the left. Use your breath while you do it. And then roll your shoulders back, just 3 times, and forward. And then extend your legs long. We're going to start with a seated forward fold. So here, move the skin, the flesh away from your sit bones. Sit nice and straight spine. And then here you can also have your legs bent if you can't fold forward otherwise. From here, arms up and exhale, hinge forward at the hips, straight back. And this is perfect if this is where you're at. With the straight spine is more important. And then from here you could extend your legs longer if that was in your practice. But it's important to not go like this, have the back all round, but to go with a straight back. And then just place your hands wherever you can reach. So what we're doing right now is we're stretching the hamstrings, because what do we need for a squat? We need the stretched hamstrings. We will need stretching in the foot. So this is going to be very technical now, but we need to have dorsiflexion in the foot, which is actually this move. This is pointing, and then this is the dorsiflexion. And we will go into that. And as well as our hips need to be stretched a bit. So deep inhale here. You can move a bit from side to side if that feels good. And slowly come up. Make your way into a kneeling position with your toes like this. So this is the dorsiflexion I was talking about, which we need for the squat. And from here, you can place your weight on the feet. And maybe that's already good enough for you, or maybe you can have a bit more of the stretch and you can actually come to sit on your feet. The weight of your body will now go in there. And this might be pretty intense if this is the first time you ever do this. Our feet are not used to this because we're wearing shoes and all these things. So if you can, stay like this. If you can't, come here and support yourself. You're just going to take a deep inhale here. And exhale. Now let's cactus the arms to the side, open the chest. And come back down. You can tap the front of the feet. And we're going to transition into a wide-legged forward fold. Similar than the other one, we want to have a straight spine. And then fold just forward here. Again, you can have the toes pointing towards you. And make sure that your toes as well as your knees are pointing up, not out to the side, not in, but nice and up. That means your leg is actually in a good position, and it also means that your hip bone is in a good position. Okay, now come back here a little bit to warm up our body. Come to the back of the mat, sit up one more time in your toe stretch, and from here, let's make our way into our negative push-up position. Slowly come all the way down. Extend the legs long. Come into cobra and push back into your downward dog. From here, slowly roll through the spine until you're in your push-up. Hold for a moment, drop the knees, and slowly come all the way down to the floor. Inhale, come up for cobra, and exhale. Come back into your downward dog. Now inhale, right leg raises up to the sky. Place it in between the hands. Left knee comes down. Come on up, low lunge. Now from here, hands onto the mat and come back for half splits. There's another hamstring stretch for us. You can go from side to side if that feels good. That way you can stretch different parts of your hamstrings. And then from here, move your foot out to the side. This is our lizard. And maybe if this is the first time, this is already a lot for your hip, stay here. If you want more, you can open to the side. But be mindful with this. This puts a lot more pressure on your hip. If you're not used to this, maybe stay with the first variation or go in very gently. You can again move a little bit from side to side. And then press back, leg comes here. We're not tabletop, tuck the toes. Come on up, downward dog. One slow version of our vinyasa, so we'll roll forward into plank. Hold, down to the knees. Come all the way down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Sorry, cobra. It is a halfway lift, I guess, but it's actually called cobra. And then press back through tabletop into your downward dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, left leg raises all the way up to the sky. Foot comes in between the hands. Right leg comes down. Low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Tuck the pelvis back. Don't go into the excessive lumbar curvature here, but tuck it back. That way you're actually going to stretch your hip flexor as well. Now, hands by the side. Maybe scoot the foot forward if that's what your leg needs. And we're in our half splits. You can move from side to side. Just focus on your breath. And come forward, place the hand. The left foot comes out to the side of the mat. Maybe stay here in your lizard. Or maybe open a bit to the side. Again, only if that feels okay in your body. And then from here, come back into our tabletop. We can actually go into child's pose for just a moment, maybe with the feet tucked though, like this, on the toes. And then come up into your downward dog. From here, walk your feet towards your hands. Forward fold, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And now come all the way up to standing. Now from here, you can stay on the top of the mat. I'm just going to show you. We're going to go into our squat. So feet a bit more than hip width apart, toes pointing out. Engage the butt, engage the abs. Inhale and exhale, slowly controlled. Come down into your squat, and that's the moment where you can use blocks. So this is perfectly fine. You could have this a bit closer too if your hip's not there yet. If you want more, your hands can press to the side, open your hips wide to the side. Now inhale, left hand comes in between your hands and the right arm raises all the way up towards the sky. You probably feel a stretch in your right side body. And exhale, hand comes back down. Place it in between the hands. Inhale, left arm raises all the way up to the sky. And move it back down. Now from here, slowly raise on up. Until you're in your Tadasana. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back into your plank. Drop down with the knees all the way down to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, come back into our downward facing dog. And now from here, inhale, right foot comes on the right side of your hand, left foot comes on the left side, and there we are one more time in our Malasana Squat. Inhale. And exhale. Try to direct your breath towards where it gets stretched, where you feel the sensation. And then from here, place your hands behind you and very, very slowly make your way onto a seat. Left leg stays out front, right leg crosses over. Hug your arm in like this or here, and we'll twist towards the right side. Now this is, amongst other things, a glute stretch, and your glute might have been active in that Malasana squat. And come back to the center, right leg extends, left leg comes over, either like this with the arm or here, and twist to the left. Now come back out of it, make your way onto the mat, and from here, just place your legs a bit more than hip width apart, maybe mat width, and just windshield wiper from side to side. Feel free to take any last poses before a resting pose Shavasana. And if you will want to extend your Shavasana, you can also, as soon as we go into it, pause the video and take however long you need. So now extend your legs long. Let the feet and the hand flop to the side. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in the relaxation. And breathe out everything that does not serve you. Enjoy your Shavasana now. I will let you know when it's time to get out. Deep inhale and exhale. Make your way to either side and just rest in your fetal pose. And once you're ready, make your way up into your comfortable seat. Inhale, arms all the way up to the sky, and exhale, hands in front of heart center. I hope this practice helped you with feeling grounded, relaxation, but also to work on your squat if that was something you were interested in. If you already had squat, maybe it was just interesting to hear about it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for taking the time today to practice, for letting me guide you, and for taking the time for yourself. That's the most important. Thank you so much and have a great day. Namaste. Hi and welcome to the tutorial section of day 21. So we want to discuss how to squat. Some people might be like, okay, I can skip this tutorial. Feel free. Some people, it's very natural for them to squat, and others have a bit of an issue because their heels go up, it's very tight, it feels uncomfortable. And we're gonna I'll give you some modifications, some ideas on how to get in there and how you can modify it. And then actually, if you modify it, it's opening up everything you can then actually start doing the squat, because you're stretching all the muscles and your body's learning how to do it. So, a squat. What is a squat? So, you can start actually, if you're in your Tadasana, I always tell people, if you want to come down, you open your feet a bit more than hip width. Now the toes are pointing out. And then from here, with the engagement of the core, you just sink low. And then you're here now in your squat, also called Malasana Squat. And then with your elbows, you can press your knees to the side, and that is how you can go deeper into it. So here, common things that we might see is people being a lot forward, because otherwise they would fall back, heels up, or something like this in between. And then, you know, the pelvis anteriorly rotates, whereas it should be like this, and then this is really hard on your back. So this is where we can use blocks. So let's say my heels are up like this, I can't get down. I use whatever height I need of the block. Maybe it's like this, maybe it's like this, or if I'm really tight, I might need the highest height. I sit on it, make sure I'm stable, and then I relax down. And this is okay, because this is already now working everything. Your hip is getting stretched, you're getting used to this position, you can work on your spine being straight. Of course, with a block, you got to be a bit careful with the balancing. And then you can actually work it straight spine, and you can, just practice going into it. And throughout the practice, we'll also give a couple things that's preparing your body to go into the squat. And then eventually, you can just play with this, get the block lower and lower, until eventually you're like, oh, I can now just sit like this. And this is actually a kind of natural position for our body. There's cultures where people, when they're waiting for the bus, let's say, they're just chilling like this, because it is good for your low back if your body allows. And you can also think of it, sorry for the imagery, but you're taking a poop in the woods. Like, this is how you would do it, right? And this is a very natural position. Maybe it sometimes would be a bit closer like this. You don't have to super open the hips. But something like this, anywhere in between, would be very natural. And that's why we decided to dedicate a full tutorial and a full practice towards the squat, and to just show you. So, I hope that's gonna help you on your squat journey. Again, as always, if you have any questions, comments, or anything really you want to reach out, we're here, and I hope you enjoyed this, and maybe now you can redo the practice or just work on your own on your squat. Thanks so much. Have a great day.